Liverpool property market, a resilient investment destination. Let's get one thing straight right from the start. Liverpool is no longer the maybe later city it used to be whispered about in property circles. It's now a why not already? And honestly, if someone had told me 5 years ago that I'd be tipping Liverpool as one of the most resilient and future-proofed markets in the UK, I might have raised an eyebrow. But here we are. So what makes Liverpool so magnetic for investors, even in this whirlwind of rising interest rates, regulatory changes, and general economic confusion? Well, let's dig in. A city that bounces back harder than a Scouse comeback. Look, Liverpool's had its knocks. We all remember the pandemic slump, and the post-Brexit wobble didn't exactly help. But what's wild is how quickly the city rebounded. While places like London stagnated in late 2023, Liverpool's property prices crept up by a modest but meaningful 2.4%. Doesn't sound huge. Wait until you factor in the rental growth. I had a client, a London-based solicitor, who bought a modest two-bed flat in L3 for $130K in 2021. I saw that same flat last month listed for $165K, and the tenant was paying 21% more in rent than 2 years ago. Talk about cash flow. Rental yields? Say no more. You can throw a dart at a map of Liverpool and hit a postcode that delivers at least 6% gross yield. Try that in the home counties, and you'll probably hit a Waitrose car park instead. Even better, student lets around the Knowledge Quarter. Some of the most consistent rental returns I've seen anywhere in the UK. Honestly, those HMOs are gold mines, if you get the management right. Big if. I've had to step in to rescue more than a few horror stories from absentee landlords. New developments, same gritty charm. Ever walked around the Baltic Triangle? It's like Shoreditch with better music and cheaper pints. But seriously, what used to be a forgotten industrial backwater is now an artsy entrepreneurial hub where young professionals want to live. I walked a couple through a new build duplex there recently. They were relocating from Manchester, citing better value and a cooler vibe. And yes, we've got the fancy stuff coming in too. Waterfront developments, co-living towers, city center refurbs with rooftop terraces. But Liverpool's secret sauce is that it doesn't lose its soul in the gentrification process. You still get locals chatting to you in the chippy queue. Transport, regeneration, and that magic word, infrastructure. High-speed rail links? Check. Massive regeneration projects around Lime Street and Paddington Village? Double check. And if the Northern Powerhouse rail plans ever stop collecting dust, well, Liverpool's going to be at the heart of it. Let's not forget Anfield's expansion and the new Everton Stadium at Bramley Moor Dock. That's not just footy talk. It's thousands of jobs, an influx of short-term tenants, and major interest from overseas investors. I've already had calls from 2 Dubai-based clients this year asking for anything near the new stadium. Buyers are changing, but the appetite is still strong. First-time buyers, relocators, and even the odd retiree from down south, they're all poking around Liverpool. Why? Because it still feels affordable. That mythical under 200K bracket still exists here. Madness, right? Yes, interest rates have spooked some, but savvy investors are simply pivoting, going smaller, using JV finance or buying refurb properties to boost ROI. And honestly, that's the kind of strategy I'm seeing win in this market. But it's not all roses, and that's okay. Look, I won't pretend there aren't risks. Liverpool has its rough patches. Some L postcodes still struggle with crime or sluggish demand. If you go in blind, you might buy a bargain that turns into a liability. One investor I worked with picked up a terrace in Walton off a too-good-to-be-true tip. Lesson? Boots on the ground beat spreadsheets every time. Final thought, or just a bit of real talk. If you're an investor looking for flashy capital growth like it's 2016, you're fishing in the wrong waters. But if you're after a resilient, steady, and genuinely underrated market with long-term upside, Liverpool's got your back. It's a city that's taken hits, shrugged them off, and kept moving, just like the people who live there. And that, my friend, is why I'd back Liverpool in any market cycle.